You ready? We're gonna film. Alrighty. Hello, good afternoon, or evening or morning, whenever you're watching. Welcome to Allie in Sweatpants. My name is Allie, and I'm wearing sweatpants. I am coming to you today from hot, windy, but sunny Southern California. It's like 80 degrees today. It's outrageous. My dog is here this time, so I might be a little bit more distracted, but I'm gonna try to just get through this. Yes, so today I wanted to do just a normal podcasting episode, talk about what I've finished and then what I'm working on, and then for the what is normally the acquisitions portion, I think I am going to do, if I have acquisitions, then I'll show them, and if I don't have acquisitions, then I think I'm gonna make it like a knitting queue, or just like what I'm planning to make coming up and what I'm going to use from my stash, and just sort of, you know, that whole thing. I'm trying this year to buy less yarn. It's not going well, but I'm trying. So I'm trying to, you know, really look at my stash and pull from there. But without any further ado, let's get started with what I'm wearing. So I talked about this in my last episode. This is it was called the Country Sweater. It was a vintage pattern. Yep, vintage pattern from Etsy. This is it. I originally made it for my boyfriend, but as I said previously, it shrank in the wash, so now it's mine. And I'm happy about that. I knit it in, I didn't look up the word still, vegan yarns, bamboo cotton worsted base, Alniham. I'm also wearing, ding, a pair of my Morse-Hell socks by Knitting Traditions. See? It's also in vegan yarn. They're sock base. This leg is more flexible. We'll go up with this. The main color was called Bronze Speckle, and the contrasting color was called Year of the Cat. No, I'm obsessed with them. I love how they look. I think they look. So let's get into finished objects. The first thing that I have to show is this. It is a sweater, and it is I'm just gonna look at my Ravelry project page. It is the Truffle sweater by, from Knitting for Olive. So it is the Truffle sweater. I'll hold it up so you can see the, again, things to dip yarn in. 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna hold it up so you can see it. I knit this in Knit Picks Shine Worsted in the Wallaby colorway. It is for my boyfriend. Did I say that? It's for my boyfriend. I knit the size medium. And the only thing is, I don't think that this yarn was as thick as the recommended yarn, because it's pretty, I feel like you could see it when I held it up. Let me do it again. Yeah, you can see. It's very airy. It's not a tight gauge like I was hoping that it was. But as long as he wears something dark under it, it's warm and you can't really tell that it's a pretty loose gauge. It's super soft. It was a fun knit. It's Irish moss stitch, which I had never done before. And the texture looks so cool. When my mom would see me working on it, she'd constantly just be like, I am obsessed with that stitch pattern. What is it? And I was like, I think it's common. Like, I don't think it's a specialty stitch or anything, but yeah, he really likes it. The color suits him really nicely. That's all I can say about that. On to the next. Kind of in the same vein, I had leftover yarn from that sweater, and we had a trip planned to Yosemite Valley here in California for my birthday, which we actually just got back from a couple days ago, if you couldn't tell. And so I asked him, I said, do you want a beanie for the trip? I have yarn left over. And he was like, heck yeah. So it's just a vanilla beanie. It's kind of hard to show because the yarn is so drapey. Let me see what I can do. That's not much better, is it? Anyways, it's just a vanilla beanie. It's 1x1 rib for, I think I did 4 inches, which I wish I had done 6 inches so that the folded rim was 3 inches instead of 2. Right now it's 2 inches. And then for the upper part of the beanie, I knit, oh, I want to say, I really don't remember, maybe 5 inches. And then I did the crown decreases, and yeah, he wore it on our trip and he said it was really warm. At night it was quite cold in Yosemite Valley. So he wore it at night in Yosemite, and then he actually worked in overnight last night and he wore it, and he said again it was very useful. So yay for scrap projects. Speaking of scrap projects, can you see that? It is my school run headband by Laura of Penrose Knits. I knit it in, again, the vegan yarn worsted Almy Lamb base in the colorway Manga Dark. This is, I have a few more skeins of Manga Dark that aren't quite this saturated in color. Let me show you. So pretty. And this was like a 200-gram skein that I've never seen them do before. I love it. Again, I made this for myself for our trip to Yosemite, and I wore it a few times at night, and oh my gosh, 'twas a lifesaver, really. It was so handy. The only, and it's totally my fault, I made, because it has a picot edging, and I made the picot edging is not very clear. I'll show you. See? I made like each side a little bit too long so it doesn't fold super nicely. I suppose I could maybe like block it. Would that help with the because the thing is, when I fold it in to make it a proper picot, the inside kind of gets like baggy because that's where the fabric goes. It goes to the inside. I don't know, regardless of whether or not the picot edging stands out or not, I love it. It was super warm. The colors are stunning. And again, it was scrap yarn because I couldn't really think of what to do with 200 grams of this, and I do have some left over that I think I'm gonna put in my granny stripe blanket, crochet blanket that I've been working on. So yeah, it's the 3rd one I've made. I definitely recommend the pattern. It's wonderful. I bought, I don't know if she's still having a deal, but on Ravelry she had a deal where her whole school run collection was like a little bit of a discount if you bought all 3 patterns. So your girl bought all 3 patterns because stunning. Right, next, the last finished object that I have to show is another sweater. And I really wanted to knit myself a beautiful birthday sweater. I turned 25 this year, which feels insane. But I turned 25 and I was like, yeah, I want a birthday sweater. So I cast one on, and it is this. Dun-dun. Dun-dun. I'll hold it up. It is the Have sweater by Filcolana, H-A-V, Have. I'll hold it up so you can see. So this is the yoke, which is beautiful, and then I said I wasn't going to talk if my mouth was covered. That was the yoke, and then the bottom is just basically stockinette. I'll show you. It's so beautiful, and my favorite part is that these slip stitches here follow around the collar a little bit, and it's just like a super nice touch. I don't know. And then it's the same on the back. Yeah, it was a really, it was a really fun pattern. I knit it in the Universal Yarns Bamboo Pop yarn in the like cream colorway. I think it was just called cream. And I think I read the pattern wrong, because on the front of my sleeves this happened. And I remember reading the instructions, because the bottom of the sweater is knit in the round, and then once you split for the sleeves and the top part of the yoke and the back are knit back and forth. And I remember seeing that part of the instructions for the sleeve and thinking like, it's weird. Like, I don't know. And I looked on Ravelry pages and it didn't seem like anybody else had that. Like, it didn't seem like anyone else did what I did. So I should go back on the pattern and look. But I think it's really beautiful. This is the first like intricate yoke that I've done. I did the Julie jacket, which had cables and baubles, but this is just like a little bit more delicate, and I don't know. I did wear it, not on my birthday, but I did wear it on my birthday trip, which was like day after my birthday. And I wore a long sleeve shirt under it, and I was so toasty warm. It was great. Yeah, love it. It fits me really well. Can't complain. So now that is all of my finished objects. So I will move into whips. Just pulling up the name of the first one I'm going to talk about. Okay, yes. So my first whip is a pair of socks. I don't have a pair yet, but I'm working on the first one. And it's these. These are called, hold it up. These are called the Omnia socks by Stone Knits. She has tons of beautiful, beautiful colorwork socks. And I had never done colorwork before, but this year my goals to tackle knitting wise are colorwork and brioche. So I've started the colorwork tackling, but I haven't started the brioche tackling yet. But I have plans. I have plans to do it. So I modified it a little bit. I did not do the recommended heel. I did a German short row heel just because that's my go-to heel. That's the easiest heel for me to do, but I just love, look at the colors. And they're showing up pretty true to life. Again, this is Vegan Yarns sock base. Sorry, my dog is drinking water. 1 second. Good boy, Simon. Good boy. So this is the vegan yarn sock base, and this colorway was called Blush. I think they don't have this color anymore, but I think it was called Blush. And then this green was just a mini skein. I got like a pack of, I think it was 5 or 6 sock base mini skeins, and this was one of them, and it is the most stunning green I have ever seen. So that's that. I'm almost at the toe decreases, and then I'm not going to cast the second one on right away because I want to make my sister some mittens for her birthday, and I need these needles. So finish the sock, mittens, also by the same designer, mittens, and then second sock. That's the plan. Okay, my next sweater might be kind of hard to show, but it is the Hannah sweater. The Hannah sweater by Knitting for Olive. And it's a little bit in the naughty corner, this sweater, because I just am having a little bit of trouble wrapping my mind around the construction. I think the construction is so cool and genius, and what really drew me to it was the stockinette, the garter, not stockinette, the garter stitch that goes down, because, I mean, almost always you have garter going this way. And I knit the neck early. I don't have, this is where I haven't split for the, not split, I haven't started the decreases for the second sleeve yet. And I already did the neck because the hole for the neck was huge. And so I was like, I'm gonna put the neck in now to make sure that my gauge isn't so far off that it's like on my shoulders, because that's really what it looked like. And even saying that, the neck fits great now, but the sleeve I made is past my fingertips. So it's gonna be one of the ones that I probably have to roll up, which is fine. I don't mind. I think it's still gonna be really nice. I am knitting it in Lion Brand Kobu yarn in the, let me look if I wrote it down. I'm gonna say mauve or taupe colorway. Taupe. It is the taupe colorway. And I feel like I've seen a lot of people making this sweater kind of in this neutral, excuse me, this neutral color. So I think it's gonna be really nice. It's gonna be warm because I'm holding the Kobu yarn double because it's like a DK weight yarn, and I actually knit this sweater almost to this exact point in a single strand, which I really liked the look of, but it wasn't gonna be warm enough. The gaps between the garter were just too big that I was scared. As I was knitting, I would drape it over my arm and like blow on it to see if wind would get through it. So yeah, I just thought I would wear it more if I held it double, which I probably will. I'm a little bit at a frustration point with this project, so it might sit for a little while. I don't know. I'll pick it up again because I do want the product. And now that I'm just decreasing for the sleeve, it should go fairly quickly, but it's gonna sit for a minute. My last whip, I think. Yep, my last whip is another sweater. It is the sweater number 13 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. Let me double check. Yes, sweater number 13 by My Favorite Things. Oh, look at this colorway. Oh my gosh. Let me stand up. I'll show you. So just last night, I bound off the body and I started, what do we cut on? What do we cut? Oh gosh. I started the first sleeve. I modified it a little bit. The pattern calls for a folded over turtleneck, and I don't think turtlenecks necessarily suit me. So instead of following the instructions for the turtleneck, I just made it a simple, tall, I guess, mock neck. And I think, because I've tried it on, I think how I'm gonna wear it is with the collar folded in. So it's still gonna be like a high mock neck, but it's gonna be lower. Let me show you the yarn. Wow. It is Vegan Yarns Air and Weight base. It's new. It's called Taika. And the colorway that I'm using is called Mixed Nuts Speckle? Maybe just Mixed Nuts. I don't have enough to finish, so I did request an order for 2 more skeins of this, and that should get me through. And it is stunning. There's nothing else I can say other than it's stunning. I really went back and forth with what to make with this yarn because I was like, it's gotta be perfect, it's gotta be timeless, and I really feel like this pattern hit the nail on the head. It totally lost my train of thought. It's gone. At any rate, I'm very excited about it. It has been flying off the needles, and I expect it's gonna be a finished object very soon. Very, very soon. Ugh. Ugh, I just love it. This is my first time working with this base for Vegan Yarn, and I do have this base in another colorway, which again, I'm trying to pick the perfect project for it. So yep, that was my finished objects, and that was my whips. And so now we just have, today I'll do acquisitions and knitting queue, I think, because why not? But we'll start with knitting queue. So my mom's birthday is in May, and I really want to knit her a cardigan for her birthday. I don't know if I'm gonna get it done in time, but I'm gonna try. And this is the yarn that I'm gonna use. Oh, it's so pretty. My mom loves purple, and I thought that this shade of, that's showing up really well. I thought that this shade of purple would, that might be backwards for you guys, I'm not sure. I thought this shade of purple would be really wearable and timeless. It is Premier Yarns Bamboo Fair. It's 3 light, which is DK, right? This is what I'm gonna use, and I'm going to make the No Frills cardigan by PETITEKNIT. I did the calculations, and I should have enough yarn. If not, I think it will be easy enough to order more, but I'm very excited to cast this on. I've had the yarn for, gosh, probably 5 or 6 months now, just looking for the perfect project, and Mom approved the pattern, she approved the yarn, so it's very exciting. I'm excited about it at any rate. Okay, acquisitions. So I ordered in early January from an Etsy shop. I'm gonna get yes, okay. The Etsy shop is called 5 Wise Owls, and they are an indie dyer who has the sock base that I love. So I did a little order and it came yesterday and I'm so excited. So I'll show you. The first skein that I got is called Summer Sunset in the bamboo sock base, which is 377 yards. And I think it's like equal parts bamboo, cotton, and then a little bit of elastic. So let me show you the color up close. Wow. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that, like, oh, it's beautiful. So I got this color. I got Castle of Indolence. Again, in the sock base. I think that's an Outlander callback. Let me know if I'm wrong. But, oh my gosh, again, it's just a beautiful blue-gray. It's stunning. And then I got Ballerina. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, next I got Tulip Tree, which is like a very light pink base with green speckles and some like magenta speckles, and then black or blue maybe. It's beautiful. And the last one that I ordered is called Sea Glass. Holy moly. Holy moly. Look at that. Look at that. Wow, it's so beautiful. And when she messaged me that my order was ready to ship, it was actually my birthday. And I don't know why the little narcissist came out in me, but I felt the need to message her back. Oh my God, this is the best message to receive on my birthday today. I'm so excited. Like, thank you for keeping me posted. And she came back and said, oh my God, happy birthday. And it was really nice. So when I was opening the package, the first one that I actually saw was this gorgeous raspberry red. And I was like, oh no, I think she gave me the wrong order. I didn't order this. It's called Persephone. And look, it says happy birthday. She threw in a free skein for my birthday, which was just, I mean, they're already stunning, but to do this, that's just above and beyond. And it's such a beautiful, beautiful color, and I couldn't believe it. I like texted my boyfriend immediately last night with a picture, and I was like, oh my God, look at what they put in an extra skein for my birthday. I'm so lucky, and blah, blah, like freaking out. And he was like, oh wow, that's awesome. And yeah, I just thought that was like so nice and so noteworthy, just beautiful. Definitely, well, I was gonna say I'll be a returning customer, but I already am a returning customer. Last night I already ordered 2 more skeins from the shop, so buying ban is not going quite to plan, but that's okay because I use it and I love it, so whatever. We try our best and that's all we can do. So, that's it. A much shorter, oh no. My dog is starting to eat his kibble. Maybe you can't hear it. Maybe you can't hear it. I'll wrap it up fast. So that was much shorter than last episode. I had fewer things to show, but I'm really proud of the things that I did have to show. They are all gonna be pieces that I think I use and love for a long time to come. I'm excited about my knitting queue project for my mom. I'm excited to use these new beautiful sock babies, and yeah, I will keep you posted in my next podcast video, I guess, when I have things to talk about. Thanks for coming to hang out with me. I hope you found some inspiration or humor. Sorry if you can hear my dog. Or you just had a relaxing 30 minutes to spend with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.